Wow. Please, if you are in this room, put your hands together. Akwa Ibom gets even more interesting. Don't make me add one day here. We have more entertainment to come. And please, watch out for the raffle draws. We'll do more. We have done 3 out of 20. We've done 4 out of, okay. So we are keeping count. We've done 4 out of 20. That's for the business name component. Remember I told you that there is also the component of scholarship. So perhaps you will receive a partial school fees payment for your degree or master's program. And there is also an opportunity for you to pitch. So if you did not participate in the semi-finals and you are not gracing the stage here as a finalist, you may stand the opportunity to pitch on your own. You do a freestyle. And perhaps the convener will give you a token of investment. Mr. Chairman, sir, the Honorable Commissioner, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the next person to grace the podium is a wellness professional, and she has spoken on so many stages in Nigeria and across the world. She's going to come up here and talk to us about the topic, what no one tells you about mental health while you are still succeeding. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the founder of the Healing Roots Foundation, Majida Labo Mohammed. Please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. With respect to all protocol, I'm here to speak about an important topic, a topic that has not been given enough audience or attention, and it is mental health and well-being. You know, when we say mental health, a lot of people are at a loss. Sometimes they see it as maybe someone being mad or being crazy. But that is not it. I'm here to tell you all that you can be successful, you can be doing pretty very well, and still be a bit mentally unstable. Yeah. So today's topic is what no one tells you about when no one tells you about yourself when you're succeeding. And I chose this topic because of the crowd we have on here. We have younger ones, we have adults, we have young adults, we have older ones on here. And this is one thing that our people, our elders, our leaders have not been able to do justice in. Even 1%, honestly. When you look at it, the situation is saddening, honestly. A lot of us do not know anything about ourselves. We don't know anything about our mental health or our emotional wellness. A lot of people I come across don't even know anything about emotional intelligence. All they know is there are a lot of trainings that go on in organizations, in government organizations, offices and all that. And honestly, if you look at those trainings, people go there only because they have to. They don't intentionally go there to learn to be better. Why do you want to be better? You have to know a lot about your mental health. Why do you need to know about your emotional intelligence? First, let me tell us what is mental health. What is mental well-being? Just mental well-being is just in simple terms, how you relate with yourself, how activities. I want us all to take a moment and pause and check in with yourself. How do you feel? Are you feeling settled or unsettled? And that is mental health. How do you feel while going about your businesses? How do you feel while you're seated on here? Are you settled, peaceful, unsettled? What is it you're feeling? And then the other topic is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? It's being aware of what is going on deep inside of you without letting your emotions get a hold of you. We have a lot of entrepreneurs here. We have a lot of students here, youth corporates and everything. But one thing that stood out or that stands out in my line of work is when you come across people, entrepreneurs, successful people, you see that they are doing well in life, but deep inside of them, they're not okay. It gets to a level when it begins to affect their businesses. That is when they begin to wake up, or when it begins to affect their relationships. Your mental well-being affects how successful you become in life. Your mental well-being affects your studies. It affects how you show up in life. It affects each and every one of your relationships. You can be flying, you can be doing very well, but the moment you're not mentally stable, believe you me, there is a certain level of success you never attain to. And it shows up. It definitely shows up. And one thing that is truly, really concerning in life is that as we're growing up, we were never told about these things. We were never told to look out on our emotions. We were not ever told to prioritize our well-being. We were never told to even know. We were never told or taught what mental health is. And that continuously affects our success. For example, I had a client, very successful, doing very well. She came to me and she told me, I am successful in every word, in every sense of the word. But deep inside me, I am not happy. I am unhappy. I see people admiring me. I see people wishing to be where I am. Please, Judah, tell me what is wrong with me. What do you think is wrong with her? Of course, her mental health. Her mental health is unstable. She is mentally affected. You know, as successful people sometimes, when you're going about your activities, things come up for you. Things happen. You lose loved ones. You have issues with people. We keep on burying it. Why? Because we are told to be strong. We are told not to complain. We are told not to share. We are shushed whenever we want to speak to someone. Literally, we are surrounded by family, thousands of them, but there are times that you wake up in the middle of the night and you feel all alone. Because no one understands. No one gets you. I myself, there are times that I would wake up sometimes. I have something I really want to share with people, like something that would make sense. I will look around, I'm like, some people will say I'm crazy. Because these things are shushed in our society. But then as long as we don't give mental health and emotional intelligence its due, then we will continue to grapple. We will continue to struggle and keep asking ourselves, why are we not reaching our full potential? Why are we successful but still unhappy deep inside of us? Growing up, I never knew anything about mental health. I didn't know that there is anything like you sitting with yourself, acknowledging what you're feeling. Being true to yourself, naming what you're feeling, and being honest with yourself. We were never taught to sit with ourselves, to put ourselves first. It is not being selfish. Whenever I mention put yourself first, people will be like, no, it goes against our religion, it goes against our culture. That is not it. If you're not settled deep inside of you, believe you me, you will not be able to give as much as you can. Take, for example, mothers. Or even parents, let's say parents. A parent that is under stress day in, day out, that put themselves last all the time. Notice their interaction between their children, their interaction with other people. An entrepreneur that owns a big business. Notice their interaction with their staff. Notice how they behave, how they act, how they react. From there, you will begin to see telltale signs of emotional imbalance. Somewhere it shows up. And you know, when we're emotionally imbalanced or unbalanced, when you're emotionally unbalanced or imbalanced, it takes a long time for it to begin to show up in your body or in your life. It can take years. And then one day you wake up and you've lost it. Like the situation we had of women killing their husbands, or the other way around, of situations where we see other people stabbing other people, killing other people, just acting out one day. It didn't just happen that very day, no. There was something that happened. It keeps on piling up like a volcano. It piles up. The things you see and you ignore. The conversations we're supposed to be having and we don't have them. The things that we're supposed to sit down and have honest discussion about, we don't talk about them. We keep on looking the other way. Being patient, as our parents used to tell us, be patient, look the other way, be strong. But then, I'm here to tell you that strength that people are saying, she's a strong one, she's this, oh, he's that. No. There is a volcano building deep inside of you that if it's not acknowledged, it may end up destroying you later in life. It shows up as physical illnesses. We have seen people whose mental health issues cause cancer, whose mental health issues cause BP. I have seen it. And I'm not just saying, I work with these people. I have conversations with thousands of people, and it shows up. And the moment it begins to show up as a physical illness, then you know that you have reached a certain point of no return. Because it affects your kidneys, it affects your entire organs. Yes. So that is why I said that these things needed to be said. We need to understand the importance of our mental health, and we need to understand what is it. Not the definitions you go out there and you read about. No. Mental well-being is what makes you who you are today. How you relate with people, how well you do in your businesses, how you relate with your spouses, how you relate with your friends and family. Maybe I definitely know that all of us on here know that certain someone that gets triggered like with one word, and you begin to wonder, what did I say? He's always on edge. He always has anger issue. That anger issue, there is something lying deep inside that is driving that anger. As long as you don't consider your emotions, as long as you don't sit with yourself, as long as you don't prioritize your mental health, believe you me, later in life, it will take a lot out of you. It will ask you, and it will show up in your life. A lot of people ask me, when you say emotional intelligence, it seems as if it's something that people are born with. No, you're not born with it. It's something that you can literally learn. You learn about your emotions. How do you learn about them? By listening to yourself. Do not ignore yourself. Whenever you feel uncomfortable, whenever you feel a certain kind of emotion deep inside you, whenever you feel unsettled, first sit with yourself. Identify what it is you're feeling. A lot of us don't know. We try to avoid sitting with ourselves. We try to avoid being true to ourselves, honoring ourselves. And that is the pathway towards success. As long as we're all here, we want to succeed. We want to be better. We want to be able to relate better. But I believe that the best gift you can give to yourself is peace of mind. Anyone who doesn't have peace of mind, this congruence deep inside of them, when you see them, believe you me, you would know. From the way they speak to you, from the way they interact with you, from the way they carry out their businesses, you see that, this person is settled. And I'm not saying that emotional intelligence or mental health means you being perfect. No. There are bad days. There are days that just don't feel okay, and it is so those bad days, it's what makes you human. But being able to identify with those days, being able to sit with yourself and know what is it you're feeling. When you feel anger or jealousy, being able to sit with it, identify with it. When you don't identify with it, when you don't acknowledge it, that is when it will begin to drive you unknowingly, and it will lead to your destruction. It can easily lead to the destruction of your businesses. We have seen people that are doing very well that have destroyed their businesses just because of one misunderstanding. They lost it, and people say, oh, this person is this person is that. acting out, it's not just for that day. When you have not about that particular event, it is the culmination of a lot of issues that is even maybe all related to you. So if there is one thing you would do for me, please. If there is one thing you would do for me, begin to. Other person will just ignore it. But because of the work, other person will just ignore it. But because of the work I have done on myself, I knew that my body was signaling to me to get up. I was feeling unsettled. I was feeling this uncomfortable feeling. But what a lot of us, 99.9% of us do, we ignore. We don't listen. And as long as they have typhoid or malaria, no. So stress. Sometimes it's your mental health. When you go to the hospital, of course they will test and mental health. When you go to the hospital, of course they will test and they will sit in with ourselves without scrolling. Allow yourselves to drop your phones. And I believe this world, we all you would never go back. And I'm not saying that peace of mind means that you're always happy. No. Peace of mind is different. Happiness is entirely different. With yourselves. By putting yourself first, by listening to yourselves, by naming your emotions, by knowing and understanding the issues underneath, the issues you have with people, the issues you have with your spouses, the issues you have with your staff, the issues you have with your spouses, the issues you have with your staff. A lot of us here are entrepreneurs, we own businesses and all that. And we have that one staff that we can't just seem to figure out. Maybe give them a listening ear. Or if you have a boss that is always somehow, you can't just figure them out. You know that there is something, listening ear. Avoid of your phones. Because those phones distract you. It is the distraction mode myself. The difference between me and the unaware, or even if I choose to continue using my phone, it's intentional. But what a lot of us don't know is we don't know how to sit with ourselves. Our subconscious has, I want you to notice that. The moment you're bored, your brain will tell you, pick up the phone and you begin to scroll, either TikTok, Facebook, or whatever. Resist the temptation to pick your phone. Sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is it I'm feeling? What am I feeling right now? What do I need right now? Just listen to yourselves, even if there is no one out there to listen to you. Believe you me, if there is one person here that would actually pick one thing I have shared and begin to practice it consistently, if you're married, check your relationship in the next year, maybe next year, 20 with yourself. The inner peace you begin to feel will be incomparable, believe me. Thank you so much, everyone.
Please, let's appreciate my Jidda. Please, if the operator can put up the slide, you follow her page, you will see more of this content there. And you can be able to reach out to her if you want to ask some questions or get clarifications. Okay? Yes, so that's the name. If you punch the name Majida Labo Mohammed on Facebook, you may not see friend request. She will confirm it immediately. Now, I know she gets thousands of requests, but she will make an exception for Akwa Ibom this afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow youths, please put your hands together for Majida Labo. And this panel is a very important panel because of its title. The title of the panel is Opportunities and You. And it's almost at the core of this summit. And she designed the framework. There are some of her colleagues and friends in her network. They participated in the Barack Obama's Mandela Washington Fellowship Program and many other fellowship programs in different countries in the UK and other European countries. They are going to come up on this stage and share their experience, how they applied, what were the challenges, how they got into these scholarships and fellowships, and how their lives were transformed. Start going to invite the panelists and also take over the session from here. And the moderator is none other than Alhaji Mustafa Basi Ango. You know, he got the name Basi when we went to Cross River. When we did the Youth Opportunity Summit, Cross River, the good people of Cross River gave him the title Basi, and they gave me Asukwo. So maybe I will get an Akwa Ibom name before I leave. Honorable Commissioner. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. You know, some people actually go to an extent of, offering me a piece of land and a second wife. Okay. Thank you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and let's welcome Mustafa Ango. Mustafa Ango is the co-founder of Uplift Hub. He is a development professional, a fashion icon, as you can see. Please put your hands together for Mustafa Ango. He's going to be the moderator, and he will be inviting his team of panelists.
You know, they say luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. But for most Nigerian youths, we know that opportunities isn't always a door that is wide open. Sometimes it's a door that we must build ourselves. So our theme today, leveraging opportunities, building a future-ready youth, it's not just a title, it's a call to action. So we are sitting in a room full of innovators, creators, future leaders who are ready to move beyond the status quo. However, the gap between having potentials and achieving prosperity is often bridged by access to the right information and the right networks. So in the session that we're going to be having now, the panel session, Opportunities and You, Navigate the Creative Economy or Step into Governance. This panel is designed to show you exactly where the seats at the tables are and how to claim yours. So we have assembled a powerhouse of experts who have navigated these waters themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our convener, Ajia Awaliman. Our second panelist is the 001 of the youths in Akwa Ibom, Dr. Ekanam. Please forgive me if I didn't pronounce the name correctly. Dr. Ekanam Ekeret Paul. Honorable Commissioner of Youth Development, Akwa Ibom State. And our third panelist is Mejida Lebo Mouda, the founder, the Healing Roots Foundation, emotional intelligence expert. Panelist is Mrs. Uyi Effium, a Mandela Washington Fellow. Uyi Effium, a Mandela Washington Fellow. Is she here? Yes. Please.